What's up, everybody? It is Steven's story back at it again. I will be going over independent insurance adjusting do's and don'ts tonight. So, all y'all, if y'all have questions or concerns, feel free to write a comment. This video is live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm gonna let y'all hop in here real quick. Let's see if I can get Zoro on this call. Zoro is going to be helping me answer questions, and then as well, the do's and don'ts of insurance adjusting while you're working, while you're deployed. What do you need to be doing? And what do you not need to be doing? Okay. Zoro is having a bit of audio problems right now, so we're gonna keep being patient with him. But anyway, guys, if you're on Facebook or YouTube or Periscope, like I said, guys, feel free to hop in here. I'm going to be highlighting questions, so you'll see questions scroll across here. Guys, my name is Steven Story. I've been an independent insurance adjuster since December 2015. I've worked all over the United States and Canada several times. I've been working here in Canada lately, the last 6 months. But before that, I've been working, like I said, all across the Southeast and Southwest. And the Northeast, as we handled a heavy hail season last year, and then obviously a really big hurricane season as well. So what I'm going to do, guys, while I wait on Zoro to get situated, I'm going to go ahead and get into this, okay? So, again, my name is Steven Story. For everybody that's just hopping on, I have been deployed over 20 times, and I've been working exclusively as an independent insurance adjuster for the last 5 years. I enjoy this industry. It's been a blessing to my life, and not just financially, but as a career, I have found fulfillment because I'm able to help people in their times of need. I get to switch. And go from working in the office to go working outside and hopping on a ladder, hopping on roofs. I get to go handle flood claims in Canada. I get to handle all types of wind claims and hail claims. So I get to be mentally intrigued all the time, and whenever something gets too boring or I get too stressed out, guys, I just stop. I'll self-release. I'll say, hey guys, I thank you, I appreciate you, and I'll stop working. I'll stop working for a period of time. I'm gonna try to get Zoro in on here again. Let's see if Zoro has his audio right. Yeah.
Hear me
Zoro,
now?
Can y'all hear Zoro?
Yeah, I can hear
if
you.
Y'all can hear Zoro and I can't hear it, y'all let me know. Okay. Because I can't hear Zoro. But if y'all can hear Zoro, hop in the comments and say that y'all can, okay?
Hello.
Let's check on Zoro. Let's see what we got going. Zoro, say something so we can see if we can hear you.
Hello?
Because if not, I think I do this without you, all right? Zoro, I can't hear you. Guys, Zoro is also independent insurance adjuster. He handles field claims. Okay. Oh, y'all can hear him. I can't hear him. Okay. Well, cool then. If that's the case,
it's not just me.
I got a problem. Okay. Well, no problem. This is what I'll do then. Zoro, what I'll do is I'm going to let you talk about some do's as an independent adjuster, as a field adjuster. Okay. And then what you'll do is when you finish, just write in the private chat once you're finished. Okay. Because I can't hear anything, but if everybody else can hear, I want them to get the benefit of what you're saying. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and switch up and let you get on here. And then you go ahead and take the floor for a bit. Guys, y'all got questions, let Zoro know. And then I'll come in on the back end and I'll tell y'all about desk adjusting, okay? So Zoro, go ahead. You got the floor, bro. You can go ahead and start telling everybody what you got, okay?
All right, yeah. What's up, guys? My name is Zoro. I've been a field independent adjuster for about 6 to 7 months now. So like Steven was saying, yeah, this is a job that, you see many different things. Daily, I've worked fire claims, I've worked hail claims, I've worked backup sewer and drain, so basically flood claims. Right now, I'm on the deployment in Texas for the recent snowstorm. I don't know if you guys may or may not have heard about it, but due to the snowstorm And Texas usually doesn't get much snow. So what happened with that is because of how cold Texas got, a lot of the pipes end up freezing, and it caused a lot of homes to end up getting flooded one way or another. So right now I'm on a deployment in Texas, taking care of that. But yeah, I haven't done much. Sorry, I haven't had much desk experience, so I'm not going to be speaking on that. I'm just going to be speaking on field. But like you were saying earlier, yeah, field is a job where you can accept or deny it. So how it usually works is a firm, let's say for example, Alacrity, Renfro, Ebro, a firm like that, they'll call you once you're on their roster, and they'll be like, "Hey, we have a deployment opportunity in so and so state. You could either choose to accept it or decline it." Um, I know some people just like to work 3 4 months of the year, run their money up, help the clients, and then they'll just take the rest of the year off, which is totally doable. I mean, some people, have families, friends like that they want to be with, so they'll take 3 4 months of just running out on cat deployments, and then they'll just take the rest of the year off. Me, I'm more on the younger side. I'm only 22. So I'm just trying to get all the experience and all, be on every opportunity it can. Um, the do's and don'ts, I would say, is depending on the firm you're with. Just make sure you have a good understanding of Xactimate. I realize that a lot of people that get deployed, they don't understand Xactimate. I think that's what ends up biting them in the butt. So if you could just type in on YouTube Xactimate learning training and learn like the basics, at least the basics. You don't have to learn like the advanced levels yet, but I would understand just the basics of how Xactimate works. And what Xactimate is, it's a training software. Well, not a training software, but it's a software that allows you to do estimate based on damages that you'll see in the field. Um, I'm trying to think of what
Zoro,
else.
Zoro, can you give him a
If you could, yeah. What'd you say? Oh, hello. Hold on. Steven, what'd you say? Let me see. Can they give
yeah,
you
Zoro? You can
a
keep going. I got a delay on my end. You can keep
present?
going, bro.
Oh, okay. Give them some tips of what to do. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So I would say the biggest thing is if you can have a manager do a ride along with you when you're
Zoro, I said
going
you can keep
to
going.
inspect these homes. Okay, yeah, 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 I got you. If you can have a manager ride along with you when you're going to inspect these homes, these managers, like Alacrity, for example, they do these field managers, and they are there to help you with your claims and your estimates. So I would ask if you can have a manager do a ride along with you, and they'll give you the rundown of how to inspect a home. I find that this helps a lot of newbie adjusters, so they understand what it is that they're looking for in terms of these claims. So, for example, if I was to ask my manager to do a ride along with me for, let's say, a plumbing claim, they would help me to understand what it is I was looking for in the home. So they might, in this case, they'd show me like the baseboards and see if the baseboards were like wet and damaged due to the water. And you can usually see when you look at the baseboard, you could see like a water stain on it. And then in terms of like carpet, you'll see that it's moist. And there's different things to look for that a manager will be able to help you with. So I would get one of them. If you go to one of the newbie firms, they'll be able to help navigate and show you what it is that you should be looking for in terms of damages. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help. I feel like a lot of people let their ego get to their heads, and they're like, "Oh, I can do this on my own." Like this is a very very intense industry, and it's an industry that you definitely, if you can, get help on in all areas. And let me see if Steven can hear me. So Steven still can't hear me. What are basic things to do as a field adjuster on a day to day? So basic things to do is just to make sure that you keep in touch with the insured. I feel like a lot of adjusters, they get so overwhelmed that they end up like forgetting to let the insured know, hey, I'm still working on your claim, or just give them a basic understanding of where they are in the claim process. Sometimes you will get held up because of the you can hear me now. Bet of the intense claim of the intense claim process. But it's important to just let the insurer know, because you got to remember that these people just went through a major catastrophe that just let them know what is going on with their claim. Like sometimes it will take you a little longer to go through your claim, but that's okay. Just give them a basic understanding of where it is with their claim, so that way they don't end up calling the insurance company and start freaking out. They're like, "Hey, I haven't heard from Jester in a couple days. What's going on with my claim? Have they forgotten about me? All this, good stuff." So just make sure you keep a day to day with the insured. Just a little call and be like, "Hey, I just want you to know I'm still working on your claim, so don't think I've forgotten about you." Just like a little 5 minute message will let them go a long way. Who would be a good fit? Who would be a good fit for a field? Yeah. All right. I would say anyone that is not afraid to get on roofs. Because there chances are there's going to be a lot of claims where you have to get up on roofs. If you enjoy being outside instead of being on a desk all day, I would definitely recommend field. Like for me, I just couldn't imagine myself being at a desk for a long time, periodically throughout the day. So I chose field over desk. Anyone who just doesn't mind driving to different locations, I would say do field over desk. And just overall, yeah, people who just prefer to just be active and mobile over, being at the desk. Like there's nothing wrong with being a desk adjuster. Everyone has their preferences, but I prefer field over desk because I enjoy like going out to the field and taking my photos and inspecting property damage and all that good stuff. What else you got for me, Steven? Let's see. Would be a good fit. What's my day like in the field? Um, I think I mentioned it, maybe I didn't, but you will be working a lot of hours as a field adjuster. Well, okay, what's the pay like? Um, depending on who you're with, most of the time you will be paid on a fee schedule. When I first started out with State Farm, I got my State Farm certification. I was working with them. They're the only insurance company that I know of that pays hourly, but most of the other companies will be paying fee schedule. Um, the one I'm currently with right now, they're paying, I believe, a 70% fee schedule. And what that means is for every claim I close, I get, let's say, for example, like $400 from the insurance company, I would get 70% of that fee. So $400, like that's $280 per like claim I close, depending on the what's it called? The what I'm trying to think of the word. I'm trying to face it. Depending on how bad the damages are to the estimate. So the worse the damage, the higher the fee schedule. So if I, let's say, closed a estimate that was worth 100K in damages so far, let's just say, for example, I'm working on one that's probably going to be 100,000, 150,000 in damages. So in that case, they would give me 2% of that fee schedule, and then from that 2%, then I'd get that 70%. So 2% of 100,000 is what is that? 1,000, and then 70% of that. So I'd get like $700, $800 from that. That's just for example purposes, but a lot of these companies will do a fee schedule. State Farm is the only one that does hourly. So I usually tell people starting out, if you can get a State Farm, that way you're able to get paid, learning the process of a field adjuster, and then once you get like really good, then you can go and do fee schedule, and that's where a lot of people start like really running the money up, is doing the fee schedule because you're able to close 4 or 5 claims, daily. Once you get that really a lot of experience, you're able to go from closing just one every couple of days to closing 5, 4, 5, 6 a day, and that's like or I see a bunch of these. Okay, okay, for sure. And I see a bunch of these experienced adjusters. They make like high fours, low five-figure paychecks weekly because of the fact that they're able to close so many claims daily. But that's just my recommendation. If you could get that State Farm cert, I would go with them, learn the process, and then go do fee schedule so that way you can really run it up. Let me see what kind of questions these people have. Do you use your drone instead of climbing on roofs? Some companies, like I know State Farm, they're really against drones. So for the most part, when I was working with them, I didn't use drones. So, but I know some companies they do allow it. I just haven't worked with anyone that does. Um, I do field work. How to get the State Farm cert? So most of the time, you will have to go through a adjusting firm, for example, Renfro and Alacrity, depending on which one you go through. Renfro, they have testing centers where you have to show up to an actual physical location and take the test. They have lessons on their website where you have to pay them. I think it's like $40, and you have to learn, the State Farm lessons that they provide for you, learn it, and then you show up to the actual location, take the test, and if you pass, for State Farm, it's two tests. It's both the what is it? It's both the policy test and then the what's the other one? Excomatics test. So if you pass both tests, then they'll give you the certification, and then that certification will allow you to be allowed to work for State Farm. And you won't be allowed to work for State Farm without that cert. So it's really important that you get that. Let me see here. Did I miss any? Or did you get the rope and harness cert before getting on roofs? I did not actually. I would get the rope and harness though, because a lot of firms they do end up paying more for people that are actually rope and harness certified as opposed to people that aren't. Like I know a couple firms, I can't think of the top of my head, they're willing to pay like an extra $5 to $10 more per hour because of the fact that you have that cert. Is it feasible to bring my family along with me on a long deployment? Oh, sorry. Is it feasible to bring my family on a long deployment with me? I mean, I've heard some people do it. Like some people that I met out here, they brought their family with me, but I mean, I don't know, man. It really just depends on, the situation and where how far you live or how you if you're willing to make it work. That's not a question I would be able to answer truthfully because I don't bring my family with me, so I'm not 100% sure. So I wouldn't be able to give you an answer based on that. All right. Does anyone else have any questions for me? All right. I think I'm good right now. Okay. Yeah. Steven said he'll answer that. What tools besides your laptop do you use? Besides my laptop, pitch gauge. I bring a laser measurer. I know some people prefer tape. I prefer the laser measurer. Makes life a lot
Yeah.
easier.
So
Get through sketches a lot faster. Take over. You got that.
Zoro, let me hop in right quick, man. I do have a bit of a delay for whatever reason, but I'm going to answer that question. Is it feasible to bring my family on a long-term deployment with me? First things first, guys. What I want y'all to understand about independent insurance adjusting is that all of our assignments are basically at will assignments, so we can be fired at any time. So a deployment that is long is not necessarily it's not going to be told to you that it's long when you first get there. Okay, I've had deployments that I thought were going to be 6 weeks that wound up being 6 months, or a year-long deployment when I thought it was going to be a short deployment, right? So because of that, I would not move my family around like that. I would, when I'm traveling or for work, I travel for work. I'm there, and when I finish, I go back home. I'll go visit my family. But with that being said, a lot of people live in cities or live close to cities like Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, places in Illinois, Louisiana, and all through Florida, where you're actually already living close to a insurance adjusting hub. So you can actually work and then go home. So I would be looking more towards those types of jobs for people who have families or who want to be around their family most of the time. Now, obviously, we live in a big country, so everywhere is not going to be not going to have that opportunity for you, right? And the next thing I'm gonna let Zoro get back in here in a second. But I'm gonna answer this question for you too. Okay. Do I need tools even as a desk adjuster? So one thing I want everybody to understand is every deployment is different because we all work for different insurance carriers during different events. with that being said, I've worked for companies that you need an Xactimate subscription as a desk adjuster, just like you would if you were a field adjuster. That doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Okay, that's going to be about the only time. That's going to be about the only time that you're going to experience having to need tools. Okay, I've had some deployments where they want you to have a second monitor if you're working from home. All right, so you might have to buy a second monitor. But other than that, and that's only because we're in a situation with the pandemic, right? But that's not a normal occurrence. Normally, when you're working at a desk, you're coming to an office, and you're working in a regular office environment. You don't need to bring anything. The carrier is going to provide everything for you. Okay. Now, so with that being said, guys, Zoro told me to go ahead and take over, so I'm gonna go ahead and take over now, guys. Now we're gonna be talking about some do's and don'ts. So Zoro gave you a full explanation of what field adjusting is, but now I'm gonna tell you some things not to do in the field, because I worked in the field and I worked in desk. And then once we finish, I'm gonna finish up field, and then we're gonna go into desk adjusting and remote adjusting. Okay. So to wrap up what Zoro was saying, here are some things not to do when you're field adjusting. Don't come unprepared. And I mean physically unprepared and not knowing your software and not knowing policy. Field adjusting is already stressful enough as it is, because you're face to face with insurers as you're going through a day with you're going to a house when their house is damaged, and they're going to be stressed out and everything. So that's already stressful enough. Then you have to sketch out your you have to sketch everything out every day. So one of the things not to do is do not give up on your claims. Okay, these people need you, and I've seen people get out, they get on their first deployment, they're working a claim, it gets too hard for them, and they quit. Okay, well, what happens is that insured, that person, they don't get their claim handled for another 2 or 3 weeks, and so they don't get their house repaired for several weeks because you didn't want to take the time to learn and focus and write an estimate and get help to get your sketching done correctly and get it pushed up to the file view team. Okay, so first things, don't quit. All right, so you want to have a can-do attitude with this. If y'all is watching, obviously y'all going to be a first timer at some point. Okay, if you decide to be a field adjuster. So the next thing, guys, safety first. Okay, you're not always hitting on roofs when you're handling insurance claims in the field, but more than likely you will get on a roof. And so with that being said, guys, when you get on a roof, you got to pay attention. All right. If you're on a roof, more than likely it's damaged. So that means the shingles can be loose, the wood could be rotted out, so you could step through step through the roof, the decking of a roof could be rotted out. So guys, you really want to pay attention when you're on a roof. I know tons of stories of guys who have fallen off of roofs, fallen through roofs because they were not paying attention. Okay, and they didn't take it seriously enough. So if field adjusting is something that you're interested in, guys, please be safe when you go on a roof. We don't climb onto roofs, okay? Like when you gotta set your ladder up a certain way. They're gonna teach you all these things before you get out there on claims if you're dealing with a good carrier and a good IA firm. But just as an FYI, guys, you want to have a ladder that is tall enough to go on these roofs. If it's a 2-story roof, you're going to call a ladder assist team to help you out. All these IA firms and carriers are going to have ladder assist teams for you. They're going to have Eagle View for you. That's a program that takes aerial views of roofs, and it gives you sometimes they'll give you the angle and pitch of a roof. That's some industry lingo, guys. Yeah. I'm not going to explain it too much right now. But you have some help there. The roof started getting too steep. Like, for example, somebody talked about rope and harness. I'm rope and harness certified. A rope and harness certification is for people who are getting on roofs that are above a certain pitch level. So as a roof gets steeper, you're going to need a rope and harness, kind of like how you've seen a rope and harness situation like on a rappelling wall. It's that same type of setup getting on the roof so you don't fall off the roof, right? So safety first, guys. Safety when you're on a roof. And then as you're talking to these insurers, one thing you got to do is, guys, these people are stressed out. So they're going to be dealing with you in a stressed out way. You want to practice your people skills, guys, because unfortunately, people have gotten in arguments with insurers, gotten in physical fights with insurers, not on deployments I've been on, but in the past through the years. You want to be safe because you're in somebody else's home. You want to treat them and be polite, treat them well, get in there, get out of there. You don't want to make any harsh decisions for them. That's what your desk adjuster is going to do, okay?
Yeah.
Zoro, I appreciate you, bro. I'm glad that you were able to hop on here with us. Guys, if y'all see Zoro, you'll see him on Twitter at Zoro85, so y'all can follow him. Okay. Let me answer a couple of y'all questions real quick, okay? Do you purchase your own Xactimate subscription, or do carriers usually provide that? Normally, you're going to be paying for your own Xactimate subscription, okay? You can get a group rate, which is much lower. I think it's like $175 a month. Xactimate individually, I think, is in the 300s per month, if I'm not mistaken. It's in the 200s or 300s. You can go to XACTWARE.com. You'll see exactly what the subscription cost is per month currently. We're doing this live, but I don't know when people will be watching this. I might be watching this a year from now or 2 years from now. So go to exactware.com, and then you'll be able to see exactly how much the current price is. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the banner for right quick, so y'all can have a look at that. Now, next question. Let's see what we got here. Okay, there we go. I know we got some more questions in here. Do I need to know how to draw? I can't draw. All right, so Xactimate. So for those of you who have not got a full understanding of what it is, Xactimate is a software that we download to our computers, on a PC, your laptop. And Xactimate is a sketching software, and it has it's just like extremely powerful construction-based software that contractors use, home renovation specialists use, and also insurance adjusters use. It is an industry standard. This is what we use to determine how much damage has occurred to a property and what we're going to pay to get it fixed. Okay. Now, that being said, you don't need to know how to draw. The program is going to do that for you. You're going to measure when you go to that property. You're going to get the measurements of that room. So let's say the room is a square room, 4 by 4 by 4 by 4. You're going to put those measurements into the sketch, and it's going to put out a square for you. That's 4 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet, like that. Okay. Now, with that being said, just one more thing about Xactimate. Now, you can get, like I said, group discounts, and then some IA firms have discounts as well for Xactimate. Okay. Now, if I buy your course, how long will I have access to it? So everybody who buys my course, you have lifetime access. Okay. As I update the course, you're going to be getting updates as well. All right. And you always have access to me as well. You can ask questions. I have a community full of people. I think it's about probably 75 people in the community now. And they're always asking questions, sharing information about jobs, asking questions, asking adjusting questions, asking certification questions, so on and so forth, guys. All right. Is it possible to get a remote job in this industry, especially after you're just getting a license? All right, Lewis, that's a great question. Now, this is what I'll tell you all. All right. Currently, because of the pandemic, there are a lot of remote jobs. That is not an industry normal. That's not an industry standard for new people. A lot of new people are getting remote work, but that's not normal. Okay, they can stop at any time. Again, I don't know when y'all are watching this. All right, so normally new people have to work at the desk. They're gonna go to a normal office and work in a cubicle style situation, and they'll do that for a year or two before you even have an opportunity to work remote. Right now, 2020 and 2021, because of what we're currently dealing with, you're going to be dealing with, you're going to have some remote possibilities, okay? But with that being said, I think that people have a lot of advantages in working in the office, because you can ask your manager questions. They're walking by, and you can ask them questions, right? So it can be sexy, to be like, man, I can work from home. But if you don't really know anything yet, it can be a really hard or a really difficult experience. All right. Now let's see what we got here. Now, Tim, congratulations on working on your license. I hope you go ahead and pass it. Now, my course, the roadmap to becoming an independent insurance adjuster, is not just about your getting your license. It's about the strategy that goes around getting in this business and staying in this business, and then how you get hired and stay getting, and stay working. You can continue to work, and the strategies behind that. Because for me, most people I know that are adjusters do not get to work full time. I've worked full time for several years now because of the strategies I put in place and some of the strategies I put into the course. Okay, so have a look at it. I think I'll have my link on here once I finish this live up. But anyway, guys, the next thing I want to do is Zoro, go ahead and hop in here real quick. Zoro had one more thing to say, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get some do's and don'ts about desk adjusting. All right, Zoro, whenever you're ready, bro.
All right, yeah. Real quick, I know he was talking about licenses, and I want to bring up a good point. I want the thing I was going to say is I know people only get like 1 to 2 like licenses, and then that's it. Typically, you want to get licenses throughout the year, depending on the season. What I mean by that is, like, let's say, for example, like what's going on right now is it's about to be hail season, so you want to get licenses that would be heavily influenced by hail season. When I'm the states for that, let me see if I got my list. Is there's five licensing states, and then there's a bunch of non-licensing states. So if you can, get like a Texas license state, so that way you'll be able to work in Texas as when hail damage does occur. Indiana, North Carolina, Minnesota, and Oklahoma are licensing states that will be affected by hail season. There's a lot of other ones that are non-licensing states that will also be affected by hail season when it comes this upcoming month: Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, Illinois, Missouri, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, you want to be able to get your licenses depending on the seasons. So Texas is a really good license to have when hurricane season and hail season hits, as opposed to, like, let's say North Carolina, that's a really good license to have when the summer hits and the spring. So you want to be able to get your licenses depending on the different seasons. Like California, for example, is a good license to get in the fall when wildfires and all that happen. New York is a good license to have in like the winter when there's a bunch of like crazy snowstorms or something like along the lines of that. So just get different licenses depending on the different seasons. And what I usually tell people is not to stack up all their licenses at once. It's just 1 to 2 after every deployment, and that way you could slowly build up the amount of licenses you have, and that way you could slowly build up the different places you will be allowed to work. So that's all I got. Okay, yeah, nobody has any questions for me. Texas, Louisiana. So yeah, the best states I'd recommend off the bat is Texas, Louisiana, and Florida. Those are the ones I have more, but those are the ones I got starting out: Texas, Louisiana, and Florida. But yeah, I would definitely recommend getting your home state and then getting a Texas license and a Louisiana one. Those are like the universal 3 that I would recommend getting starting out. And then, as I said, as you get more deployments, you just keep on adding and just keep on going. So that's all I really wanted to say about that. Steven, you got anything? Okay. Yeah, you are, I bet.
Awesome. And what else we got, guys? What else we got? Zoro, man, I appreciate you, man. I was gonna get on that here in a second. But anyway, so Zoro, we got that done on the field part, guys. And if we got any more questions on field, guys, feel free to hop in the comments real quick. And then what we'll do is we'll just as we finish this up, we'll come back to some of the field questions, okay? But for now, guys, we're gonna talk about desk. Desk is my specialty. That's why I probably worked 5 or 6 field adjusting assignments. I've worked dozens of probably like 16, 17 desk adjusting assignments now. And so here's a couple things, guys. So first things first, you get the call, hey, Stephen, we want to deploy you to work at a desk. This is the hourly rate. You're going to be working 60 hours a week in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. First things first, guys. what part of the country are you in, and are you financially able to get to that deployment location and stay there until you get your first paycheck? If the answer is no, the first thing that you need to do is, do you all do advances, or do y'all help adjust out any kind of way, get to the deployment, right? Or do y'all pay every week or every 2 weeks? Okay, every carrier is different, every IA firm is different. Okay, but some do advances up to $1,500. Okay, not all of them, but just because you might not be in a financial position doesn't mean that you got to miss out on that deployment. You want to ask some questions first, okay? And then you can determine whether you can accept the deployment. Usually, especially for my new adjusters, for the most part, guys, you're gonna want to accept basically whatever they offer you because you're just trying to get experience, okay? And I mean, do something stupid or do something for $10 an hour or $12 an hour, because I don't want to work for that kind of money. But if you're able to do it, guys, I suggest getting out there and doing it, okay? But you want to ask some questions first. Do you do advances? How often do you get paid? How long am I going to be in the hole? If I'm in the hole a week, okay, I might be able to make it work. If I'm in the hole for 3 weeks, I won't be able to do this deployment, okay? It's first thing. So you want to ask questions when they ask you for your deployment. Next thing, guys, going back to that, as you all are listening to me now, you're getting licensed, you're getting your certifications, things like that, start setting aside some cash to get you to your first deployment, all right? Thankfully, I have some cash, but everybody doesn't have cash. I'm going to tell y'all this story, okay? This is a cautionary tale. We were out in Baltimore. We're in Frederick, Maryland, and everybody came from all over the country to this deployment. And this lady came, and she was with the IA firm that did not do advances. And so she came with her last $300. She paid the flight. That was her flight. It was $300. And for whatever reason, she didn't know anybody that got deployed with us. And so it was a big deployment, like 600 people got deployed there. And it was cold. I remember it was like October. She was sleeping outside the hotel the first night of the deployment. The next day, somebody met her and was like, hey, you can stay in a hotel room. And she was okay, right? For whatever reason, her computer has some problems, and she got fired like 3 days later. So she's in a situation where she didn't get in advance. She's already in the hole. She doesn't have a way to get back. And it was just a really ugly situation, a really bad introduction into independent insurance adjusting for her. And it was all because she wasn't really prepared for the deployment, okay? I don't want anybody to have that experience as the first experience as an independent insurance adjuster. So like I said, guys, let's do a little prior planning to get you ready for it, okay? The next thing that you need to do once you get deployed, you need to ask what licenses are necessary for that deployment. Usually your recruiter is going to tell you, we need you to have X amount of licenses. You need to have this license, and this license. You need to have it by this date. Okay. Normally they'll allow you to get on the deployment. Once you get to working, they're going to want you to have those licenses. All right. If anybody got any questions, please let me know. Okay. But they're going to give you a little buffer period to get all the licenses you need before they say, hey, look, if you don't have any licenses, we got to send you home. All right. So that's the next thing. That's the next do, guys. You want to ask what licenses are necessary. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Here's a question from Deshaun. If you get fired from a deployment for a company, would you still be able to work with that company in the future? Deshaun, it depends. What did you get fired for? All right. Yeah. Everything. So when we get fired or released, we get released for different reasons. We could get released for poor work performance. We could get released for being tardy. We could be released for cutting the insured out. We could get released just because there's a low claim volume. If you're getting released because of low claim volume, of course, you're going to be able to get hired again. Okay. Now, if you're doing something stupid like cussing the insured out or spazzing your manager or fighting with your coworker, stuff like that, that all goes on the don't category, guys. We get paid well in this industry, and we get paid to be professionals. Okay. So that means handling our emotions on the phone with our insurers and with our managers and our coworkers, guys. We are in this business, this industry is a can be highly stressful at times, okay? Because we're dealing with deadlines, we're dealing with people who lost everything. So there's a lot of emotions involved in this, right? But we get paid to be professional, all right? So I have seen people get fired for stupid reasons, and they cannot work at these companies anymore, guys. Fooling around with your coworker, and they find out. HR finds out. And stupid stuff like that. Sleep with each other in the parking lot. Just dumb stuff, okay? These are dumb things that people do on deployments because they get away from their friends and family, and they're in another part of the country and think they're invincible, okay? But again, it all depends, man. You can get fired and come back, but it really depends on how you got fired or how you got released, okay? Do you have a minimum amount of money that you would suggest someone set aside for their first deployment? I'll say this.
$3,000 to $5,000.
The more money you have set aside in the beginning, the easier it's going to be for you to get to your first check, okay? You won't have to worry about the personal, like, do I have enough gas money today? Do I have enough food today? You need to have enough money to make it 2 weeks out of town, okay? Whatever that dollar amount looks like for you, I don't know if you like to stay at Motel 6 or Airbnb, if you got friends and family everywhere. It all depends, but you need to have enough money set aside to work every day and live every day for at least 2 to 3 weeks out of town. And I mean out of town like you don't have a car out of town, okay? I mean flying across the other side of the country. Because sometimes you might have to go to California, you live in the Southeast, you might have to go to the Northeast, you live in the Southwest, okay? This industry is going to take you all over North America, okay, including Canada if you get enough experience. And so, like I said, guys, you need to have enough money to go anywhere for at least 2 weeks comfortably, and that's going to be what's going to get you through, okay? Obviously, you can make it with less than that. You might look up and get an IA firm that has an advance. They can shoot an advance to you in a day or two, and you'll be okay. All right. Next thing. Are there any books you recommend to deal with people who lost everything? No. All right, guys, look. Independent insurance adjusters, we are not therapists, okay? We're not social workers or anything like that, all right? If they lost everything, that means they're calling us so we can pay them, all right? That's going to be our solution for them. As insurance adjusters, we're going to be paying for all their contents. If they have that coverage, we're going to pay for their contents loss. We're going to pay for their room and board, right? Their food and everything. We're going to pay to get their housing fixed, all right? That's what we do. That's what's going to be our solution. We're not therapists, guys. We're not here to be some comforting, like, oh, you can crowd the phone on me. No, we're here to provide solutions based around our insurance policies. Okay, Jacob, would you recommend field or desk adjusting for a starter? I did both. Okay, so I'll say this: if you feel confident enough to get on a roof, hop on a roof. Okay, if you feel confident enough to hop on a computer first time, hop on a computer. The main thing is, guys, if you're open to field adjusting and you have a field adjusting position pop up first, you need to take it. If you're open to desk adjusting and that's what comes up first, you want to get in this business, take it. Okay. The more claim experience you can get, the better, especially for new adjusters. Okay. Now, again, we're not suggesting books to our insurers. Okay. Books aren't helping our insurers with anything. They don't call us for that. They call us for us to pay them. Okay. They call us to review their policy and review their damage. Is this damage covered by their policy? Yes, we're paying them. Understand? We don't get into that whole emotional thing, guys. Okay. We're here from and even from a customer service aspect. From a customer service aspect, they're not calling for that. Okay. I've talked to thousands of people, guys. Okay. You listen to them cry about their hurricane loss or whatever, and then they're like, how much money are you paying me? Okay. We're not social workers. We're here to pay them we're here to make a coverage decision. I'm sorry, not to pay them. We're here for a coverage decision. Can we pay them and how much we're going to pay them are the two questions that are the most important for our insurance. If I get my license in a different state, it's not my home state. How does that work? All right, Jacob. So I don't know exactly what you're asking me because that can go a bunch of different ways. All right. If you're in a state that does not have a home license, then you would choose a state as a home license state. For example, Texas or Florida. Okay. From there, you would take the state license test for Texas or Florida in this example. And then from there, you would go ahead and get licensed and then begin purchasing licenses in other states. All right. Now, if your home state, the state that you live in, has a state license or is a licensed state, right? Then you need to take your home state license test. Okay. As we keep going, guys. As we keep going, I'm gonna keep going into some do's and don'ts about desk adjuster. Next thing, guys, as desk adjusters, you want to make sure that you're writing good notes. Okay, if English is your second language, if you have grammar errors and things like that, guys, all the software that you're going to be working with, all the carriers you work with, whether it's a field adjuster or a desk adjuster, guys, going to be writing notes so the next person who touches these claims can know what's going on. What did Jacob do on the claim? What did Tim do on the claim? What did Deshaun do on the claim? Deshaun or Tim or Jacob is going to write what they did, and so the next person can come in and say, okay, this is what has happened, and this is what needs to be done. That's where our notes come in, guys. If English is your second language, your third language, you're not that good, guys, write your notes in Microsoft Word, get the grammar right, and then put it in the carrier's software in the notes section. Okay. Notes are vitally important to this business, guys. So you're going to have to write well, write succinctly. The other thing is, guys, you don't need to be insulting people in the notes, okay? Notes also are how we litigate claims, okay? Whenever we're sued by an insurer or they want to bring a lawyer into this, they're going to want to see notes. Did you all say this to the insurer? Did you put it in writing, right? Because how our business works is, if you didn't put it in writing, it didn't happen. So a lot of people lose their job. They get released. They get sent home because they don't take good notes. Okay. So does everybody understand that? All right. You need to write good notes. And then on top of that, all right, you need to, another thing that I find with highly successful adjusters, they're organized and they have a pace that they work throughout the day. When they get to work, they're handling emails first. They might handle calls first, and then from there they're handling their more difficult claims. And they might take some calls around lunchtime. Then whatever it is, guys, they have a schedule specific to them on how they work their claims, and they also have handwritten notes as they talk to insurers or as they make coverage decisions. Okay. See what we got. How hard is the work? Scale 1 to 10. All right, look. On a scale of 1 to 10, it works like this, guys. You're not going to make 6 figures a year doing anything, and it's easy. Okay? If you work year-round in this business, you're going to be getting either close to $100,000 a year or over $100,000 a year. It can be very stressful at times. It can be a lot of work at times. I'm talking 60, 70, 80 hours a week. My guys in the field might do even more hours than that, especially if you're new. It ain't no joke, all right? I have more experience, so this is not as stressful for me at times, okay? But depending on the carrier and the carrier's needs and the event that has caused you to be deployed, it can be extremely stressful, okay? And the job can be very hard at times. I'm not going to sell you a dream that this is some cakewalk, guys. All right. You are going to earn the money that you make. You're going to earn every single dollar you make in this business. Okay. All right. The profession I'm speaking about is independent insurance adjusting. Okay. Independent insurance adjusters handle claims for insurance carriers when insurance carriers get overwhelmed during catastrophic weather events in the United States and Canada. All right. Okay. Yeah, so for my guys in yeah, you were in California. That's why I said that. I understand now. Anyway, guys, let's keep going. So some more do's and don'ts. Another thing that gets people fired at desk adjusting. I see a lot of people get released in this business because they don't play well with others. Okay, when you're not playing well with others, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that, I appreciate you, Xavier. What I mean by that is people who cause a lot of drama in the office. Men do this, women do this. People that do a lot of flirting, things like that. If you're not easy to be around in your personality, if you're not easy to be around, you like butt heads with your managers, like arguing with managers, arguing with coworkers, arguing with insurers a lot, you'll get sent home. I have not seen anybody in this business over my 5 years. I have not seen anybody in this business that was a butthole get to stay around to the end, because we work 6 to 7 days a week with each other every single day. And so crappy personalities rub everybody else raw, and it messes up the team dynamic. Okay. And so because of that, you really want to, for the most part, you want to be amicable with your coworkers and your management and your carrier staff and carrier management. And you don't want to make it hard for anybody else to work with you. Okay. That's a don't. All right. Don't be a butthole. Okay. Because it makes it hard for other people to be with you. And then on top of that, how our industry works, it's a lot of referral based business. Like if I like Xavier, I say, hey, Xavier, you want to work on this deployment with me? I just got hired in Texas. Now I'm in the space available. I'll tell them that you're available. You know, if other people like you, you'll get a chance to have more deployments. If you're good at what you do and they like you, your coworkers, because sometimes your coworker will turn into your manager on the next deployment. You understand? Now, we got. Can I raise my family on this job? Look, I don't have children or a wife of my own, but I know coworkers of mine through the years that have done this job exclusively and they raise the family. Okay, but ultimately that's up to you. Okay, it's all gonna be up to you and the level of work you're trying to put into this business and the level of attention that you want to put into this. So I can't say specifically for you, can you raise your own family? I don't know. You know, 'cause I don't know your skill level. I don't know if this job would be a fit for you, right? I know it's good for me. If I had a family for the last 5 years, I know I would have been able to support a family for the last 5 years. Moving on, guys. Another thing I would tell you, some more do about insurance adjusting in general. What you're going to want to do is, what you want to do is, oh, I'm sorry, guys. I just started reading the comment and I just lost my whole train of thought. Okay, guys, another do for insurance adjusting. You're gonna want to stay on top of your certifications. Now, y'all know, if anybody have heard me speak on insurance adjusting, I have spoken on getting certified. But as you're working through your career, you want to still stay fresh and continue getting certifications. All right, as you work year round, there'll be times when you're not working. When you're not working, you want to pick up either a license, a new certification, or you want to look at and say, okay, hey, I was working auto. I think I want to do property, or I did property. I want to do auto. I want to go into bodily injury. I want to look into being a subject matter expert and start doing witness stuff. Whatever it is, you want to keep yourself abreast of the industry. Okay, you want to still continue to learn. The more you learn in this business, the more you're going to get deployed, which means the more you're going to earn. Okay, the people that don't do as much, and they don't stay fresh, right? They put themselves in positions where they just get stale. And when you're stale, you don't do a good job. When you don't do a good job, you don't get deployed a lot. All right. Well, another thing, guys, I know we talk about getting licenses, but you got to keep those licenses. What's the word? You got to keep them renewed. If you don't renew your license, you're gonna be in a crap situation because your license is gonna be expired. Okay. And because of that, because your license is expired, you can't work. So we got another question. It sounds like a good profession for financial gains and travel. Yes, it is. Okay. It has been great for me for financial gains. I've got a chance to make a lot of money over the years, and I've gotten a chance to see the entire country of the United States. I got to see a lot of Canada, and I got to meet a lot of great people because of that. But you do not have to travel in this business, okay? Travel is, you don't have to exclusively travel like I do, okay? You can work in 1 or 2 cities if that's a better fit for you, okay? My mother, she does this business as well, and she's only changed cities like 2 or 3 times ever. And I'm talking, she's been working 6 years, going on 7 years now in this business. So I've changed cities. I've probably worked and lived in probably 10, 12 cities. It's because I like moving around, and so I take different deployment opportunities. But look, guys, I do not know if you all have seen my course yet, so I'm gonna get my course pulled up for you all, and I'm gonna put it here in the comments. Well, actually, I'm gonna put it here on the screen here for you all, so y'all can see it. And I'm gonna wrap up for tonight, guys. I appreciate all y'all that hopped on here with me, and my course can help jumpstart your independent insurance adjusting career. I already have over 15 students working currently that started on my course 3 or 4 months back. I'm gonna let Zoro speak real quick, and then I'll wrap everything up. Guys, I appreciate all y'all. It's been almost an hour. I hope y'all learned something from me. I'll have all my contact information at the bottom of this video after it's over. So guys, y'all want to contact me for any questions, comments, or concerns, y'all let me know. All right. Zoro, go ahead and take it away, bro.
You can and will change your life. I've seen people, take the money from this industry, and it's a lot of money to be made from this industry. Like me, especially, being 22, I've taken a lot of the money that I've made as an adjuster, and I've invested it into, different things like stocks and real estate. So if you're smart with it, I don't know how many young people we have on the live, but I mean, if you're smart with it, this is definitely an industry that can not only change your life, but the lives of like your future family. And, this can be the start of something, generational wise. So it is a tough career. I'm not going to lie about that, but it's definitely a career that can definitely change, the momentum of where your life will be heading. As far as that goes, Steven is a good guy, man. I love his course. He knows this. He knows this stuff, man. I wouldn't endorse anyone that I don't fully trust. So if you guys are on the fence about getting a course, whether or not, you're like, I don't know if I should get it, I highly recommend it. Think of it as an investment in yourself and as the person you want to become. I definitely think that, like I said earlier, this is not a career that you have to work 12 months of the year. You could work 3-4 months and you could pretty much be set for the rest of the year. Yeah, those 3-4 months will be, brutal, but, then you have the 8-9 months to just enjoy and live life. So it really, you just got to, at the end of the day, you just got to be honest with yourself and ask yourself what is it that you're trying to get out of life, and how hard are you willing to work? And if you're willing to put in the work, this is definitely a career that I suggest you hop into. But like I said, you just got to know where it is you're trying to go in life and where it is you're trying to be. But yeah, again, Steven, I appreciate you for allowing me to be on, share some knowledge. So yeah, if you guys are on the fence about the course, I definitely recommend getting it. So. How much is your course, Steven, by the way?
All right, guys. I appreciate all y'all. Thank y'all so much for hopping in, spending this time with me and Zoro tonight. This is what I'm gonna do, guys. I see some more questions coming in, but I'm gonna have to. I have only about a minute left on this. I want to keep this YouTube video short. It's already at an hour. So this is what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna put all my contact information right under this video as soon as we're over. This right here is the course link. Okay. My name is Steven Story. I'm Steven Story on Twitter. So if you got questions, you can hit me up on Twitter, just at Steven Story. And then from there, guys, like I said, at the bottom of this video, I'm gonna have everything under there. Answer any questions y'all got, guys. I love talking about insurance adjusting. This business has changed my life. I hope it can change yours if that's something that you're interested in. And that's all I got for y'all. I hope y'all have a great evening, a great morning, a great night whenever you're watching this. And I look forward to talking to y'all soon. And if you want to talk about the course or you want to get into the course, I would love to see y'all in the course so I can teach y'all more about this business. All right. Again, guys, I appreciate all y'all, and y'all have a good night. Oh man, Nick, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for sharing that with me, and congratulations. And like I said, hey Nick, if you got questions, if you got claim questions, man, you let me know. All right. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to y'all soon, and y'all have a good night.